There we go. That is a great fish. It's time to jig up some bass. Hey everybody, Mike from FisherMN here. As you heard in the intro, we're going to talk about jigs today. This is the third of 3 videos showcasing my favorite lures, and there's going to be one more to come to show how to put it all together for a great day of fishing. But today we're going to concentrate on the jig. Before we get to these, let's check out the equipment we're going to use. Alright, so 2.5 years ago, I'm on the lake. Actually, it was my second lake of the day, and I just wasn't having any luck. And that's when I decided I got to make a little bit of a change. So my usual format for my channel and for my fishing was to fish with a frog. And I would do that early, I would do that mid-morning, I'd do that in the middle of the afternoon, and I was just trying to put together as many fish as I could. Well, I thought to myself, there's got to be a better way. And it wasn't just me, it was a lot of you guys saying, hey, why don't you try a jig? Or hey, throw on a jig. My old baseball coach, thanks Ty, even messaged me on Facebook saying, hey, you got to try a jig once in a while. I'm pretty stubborn, but a couple of years ago I finally did it. And I thought I'd do it in style by buying a rod you can all recognize when I'm jig fishing. So I bought the brightest rod I could find. This is the Mock Smash Combo from Lew's. I didn't think it was going to last that long, but you know what? It's still doing great after about 2 years worth of use. And last year, I got a little better at jig fishing, and I'm hoping this year that I do also. So it's a medium heavy rod. You heard that in the last 2 videos. If you're on a budget, I would suggest buying a medium heavy rod and a probably 6.3 gear ratio reel, because you don't want a high-speed reel for all the applications I've talked about. And just put on some nice line and call it good. But if you can, buy a dedicated rod. I like this jig rod because it's got a little flexibility at the tip. And I like to see that bite, and then you can crank back and set the hook. And so far, so good with this Mock Smash Combo. Medium heavy, it's done the job so far. As we get into the lures, black and blue is my color. I think I've caught probably 99% of my jig fish on black and blue. I'm going to change that this summer because I know a lot of you use some different colors out there. Maybe put in the comments, what's your go-to color for a jig in the summertime if you're a jig fisherman? So like all my other tackle, I've got it in the Plano Edge system. I'm dedicated to jig fishing. I actually wrote it on the box. So these are just plain old jigs. As you can see, top heavy with black and blue. I think sometimes I do that because I use lighter colors in the bladed jigs. So I think by the time I get to the jig, I'm going a little bit deeper. And like I say, it's kind of the color that's worked. I like the darker on some of the stained lakes that I'm fishing, especially after that algae bloom. It just seems to give the fish a little bit of a silhouette that they can target. So as you know, on a jig, you're going to put some plastic off the back of it. And I've got a couple of different styles. I've just kind of been, I would love to recommend a jig for you, but I don't know yet. I'm still kind of getting that. So hopefully after this summer, I'll have a good recommendation for you. I do use the Hack Attack jigs quite a bit. And then I've also got some Strike King Tour Grade jigs that I use also. But one thing I've noticed is some just have a little bit of a keeper for the plastic, and some have the keeper and they have this part sticking out here. I like these. I know that these maybe hold them a little more securely, but they also rip your baits too. So I kind of prefer this style of keeper. So this little thing has extended so many of my days on the water. As the fish kind of go deeper, just finding a weed edge. I've been using exclusively swim jigs. So there's another hint you can give me too if you'd like to in the comments. Give me the benefit of using the other kind of jigs. I know there's some that you can kind of punch through the cover, but swim jigs seem to be just versatile enough to pull them through the weeds. Usually you hit a weed and you pull it through and boom, that fish hits. So I'm really enjoying getting my days extended and getting some big fish in the boat. Sometimes my biggest fish of the day come on the jig. Last year, if you saw my final videos of the open water season, I was getting out when it was 40 degrees out. And I had a day where nothing was biting for 4 hours. And then I found a corner of the lake, and this is what saved me. This jig, just pulling it really slow, I was getting some bass in the boat, and nice ones, even late in the season. All right, so what are we putting on the back of our jig? I'm partial to the Powerbait Pit Boss trailer. I like kind of the bulk of the body, and those arms give it just enough action. Green one there, blue one there. This has been my go-to color, this or any kind of version of blue and black. But this summer I'm guessing that green pumpkin's gonna come into play also. Now when the fishing's slow, once in a while, I'll put on a max scent. And this is the Chigger Cross style. I also have some in just the regular plastic, and I do like that cross style trailer also. On a slow day, sometimes that extra scent can make the fish hold on to it just a little bit longer so you can get those good hook sets. Once again, I'm always interested. Let me know in the comments what kind of trailer you use for your jig fishing. So give the jig a try. If you missed last week's video about bladed jigs, it's up here somewhere. Check it out. Most of all, get out there and fish. Good luck on the water. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.